again, this is a video talking about the research sheet that you must fill out before you start brainstorming your research organizer. This research sheet is used for each source that you use. Most of you will be required to use 2 or 3 resources that I've given you. If you find additional resources, please just show them to me, and you will need to fill out a resources page to help you gather your thoughts. So first, let's look at what the requirements are for research. So if you look at the worksheet, which you can get on the website, step 1, you need to find, there we go, the title, the source name, the author, and date if listed. Now, I've pointed that out for each of the assignments, so if something's missing, you leave it blank. So we're going to go on with SB 12 about the smoking, the age restrictions for tobacco use, and look at the first source. The first source you've been given is from the American Lung Association. So the title is General Smoking Facts. So in part 1, under title, you would write General Smoking Facts. Just like this. Okay, under the source, we said it's from the American Lung Association. I pointed that out, so we'll write that down. American Lung Association. The ALA, the American Lung Association, is a very reputable source, meaning it's a good and trustworthy source. They have a lot of backing. I look and make sure there isn't any dates. Oh, but I found one. This one in the very back, it says June 2011. So I'll put that for the date. There's no specific author listed, so I'll leave it blank. June 2001. Knowing the date is very important because it lets you know how recent the statistics and information are. This is about 2.5 years old, almost going on 3 years old. With smoking facts, you want the most up-to-date things, but they also reference in here the years that some of the statistics came from. So this is still a very good source to use. Next is part 2. Okay, again, you have this worksheet, and it can be downloaded from the website. So it says, get out a red and green colored pencil. I have highlighters in green and pink, and that will be just fine. As you read the source, underline in green facts that you could use to support the bill, meaning in green, you're going to underline anything that supports the idea that we should raise the age to 21, okay, instead of 19. So I went ahead and started doing that myself with this particular document. If you look, I read through the document and came across some interesting facts that I could maybe use to convince someone to support the bill. So I underlined a few facts like 69 chemicals in cigarettes are known to cause cancer. I also noticed that 90% of lung cancers, that people who die from lung cancer, are people who were smokers. Okay, so those are some statistics saying that overall smoking is bad for your health. To be more specific with the need to raise the age limit is a fact I found on the second page. It says in 2009, so about 5 years ago, 19.5% of high school students were currently smokers. Over 5% of middle school students were currently smokers in 2009 as well. So this will show you that many people begin smoking early on. If you go down to the habits of tobacco, 90% of adults who smoke started by the age of 21, and half of them became regular smokers by their 18th birthday. Now that is actually a fact that I could use both for green and pink. But let's keep going through the green. I finished reading my document and underlined all of the green facts, all of the facts that I might want to use to convince whoever's reading my paper that the smoking age should rise. I then go back over to my research sheet to part 3. In this first column is where I write down some of my reasons why the age should go to 21. So if I take my first statistic, I say smoking is unhealthy, okay, could be my reason. and I'd back it up with the fact of, so I'd write under reason, 69 chemicals in smoking cause cancer. Okay? So I'd write down on this paper, under reason, 69 chemicals in cigarette smoke can cause cancer. So I can argue that smoking is unhealthy, so the least amount of people smoking would be best for my state. Ta-da, like that. And I'd go through and I'd fill in as many reasons as possible for my green. Then I'd go back and reread the same research paper, highlighting in pink. So I go through it, and I realize that I have one statistic that I could use either way. And that is the one that says 90%, and I'm just going to put a star in pink next to it, that 90% of smokers have started by 21, and that half of them are already regular smokers by the 18th birthday. Now, 18 is kind of the standard age throughout the nation. In Utah, it's currently 19 on who's allowed to purchase that tobacco. So in the red section, I could say my reason we shouldn't change it is that people have already started smoking long before the legal limit anyways. Okay? So my reason could be 50% of smokers, regular smokers, which are the ones who will have the bigger health effects, 50% of regular smokers start by their 18th birthday. And I put that right in there, okay, as my reason why we shouldn't. Because people already started smoking before they're 21, or before they're at 19. That half of the people who become regular smokers have already smoked before it becomes even legal necessarily. So how is this law going to change anything? So I continue and look through my research again and look for things I can underline in pink or red that would support against the bill. No, we don't need to raise the age limit. I'll fill in as many as I can on that. Notice that I might have more in my green column than my pink column, or vice versa, and that's okay. When I finish that, I move on to my next source, and this is the next source in your packet if you're doing HB 12. It's called Raising Smoking Age to 21 is Pointless. Obviously, I'm going to get some more red than green out of this article. Okay, and I would fill out the back side of this sheet. Okay, again, most of you will need to fill out a minimum of 2 different research sheets. Okay, and if you have any questions, again, email me, email Mrs. Larson, and we'll be happy to help. Good luck.